out of their mind.
We're live!
How do I get a hold of one of these? Oh, you gotta contact Jesse Long. Why didn't he put it on his store? I don't know.
Because Jesse Long doesn't want to get sued.
By who?
The original artist?
Eh. You turned him into Thanos.
Yeah. Oop.
Yeah. Oop. Well, as you can see, it is 8:30 according to North Korean time. So that means...
Well, they're synced up now.
Oh, shit. So we can't even do that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's also Free Comic Book Day. But you know what it is more
Cinco
than anything?
de comic book?
No, Jesse. It doesn't matter the day. It doesn't matter the time. It's time for Wrestle Crush whenever. And it's a special Wrestle Crush whenever.
Because we didn't bring the computer.
Because I have 2 coffees.
That's not special anymore. That's every show.
And I'm wearing my Effie shirt, who is Effie2 belts.
Yes, it's
so
true.
I will be known as Rick 2 Coffees. But I
Hashtag Rick 2 Coffees.
I am the Sus Man, Rick Sussman, and I am joined, as always, by the American Dadass, Jesse Long.
We're trying it out on YouTube this week.
Yeah, which is great because this doesn't connect to our Facebook, last I checked. Mm-hmm. So nobody knows that we're actually doing this through YouTube.
No, I shared it on social media.
That we would have been doing this half an hour ago.
And then it said on the thing. I did shuffle the time ahead a little bit when I realized I was going to be late.
Yeah. So.
You can share it on your social media while we're doing the show.
All right. Why don't I do that?
You shall. All right. Yeah, I didn't even bring the computer this week. Didn't even bother.
Let's see. So
why?
So are we broadcasting through Facebook or do I?
No, it's on YouTube.
I have to share it through.
So
Facebook.
Go to like the Team Hamfist page or something like that.
How do I communicate with the people if they want to like say stuff?
Probably have to go to use your YouTube app or something. It's a pre-show.
You can tell we worked hard on it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Hey, anyone. We are live now on YouTube. Jesse thought this would be best.
I'm trying, hey, so we don't get our information stolen again.
Well, I mean, you can't
didn't Cambridge Analytica shut down now?
Yeah, no, but they just changed their name.
Oh, okay.
It's what the American passed.
Of course.
Now, if I go to YouTube,
I've listened to those 2 jerks enough to know to forget baseball. So now, what's that one other sport?
Pasapalo.
I
introduced half of my co-workers to Pasapalo.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me Pasapalo.
Pasapalo is amazing.
Right.
We can talk about that after the show. So let me go to Team Hammerfist on the YouTube, and then
you click on we're live right now.
No, it does say live. How about that?
And you click on that. This one.
And then share.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, it's inceptioning. Oh my God! Oh no, let me turn that down because people don't need to hear us twice.
They barely hear us once, right?
They don't hear us at all. Nor should they. Copy link, and now we're gonna go to the Twitters. Oh my God, we have a follow. Oh wait, that's us.
It's just Rick. It's always just Rick.
All right, and. Hey guys.
You can go on Periscope.
Talk wrestling. And paste.
Watching you try to paste something on your phone.
My thumbs is too big. All right.
All right.
Let's turn all this shit off. And let's talk about the most important thing to happen to pro wrestling in the weeks that we have been off the air due to timing and not giving a shit. Jesse Long.
Oh, let's start the show proper so I can do the audio. Hi everybody, welcome to Wrestle Crush Whenever. This is.
I did that.
But then we did a lot of dead air. I'm Jesse. It's Rick. Let's talk about the greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yo, Mary, what's up?
Okay.
Greatest Royal Rumble, Rick.
Well. As you may recall,
greatest Royal Rumble.
As you may recall, many weeks ago, we were forlorn about the idea of
maligning
Melania
Trump.
Coffee. Into more coffee section. We were very concerned that WrestleMania.
Oh, that's not even a tumbler. That's just like a Chinese to-go. That's like a wonton soup container.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
It was actually from a faux restaurant.
Faux. Right.
Pho.
It's faux tumbler.
Anyhow, we were upset that it looked as though the WWE had ruined or foregone WrestleMania because the true WrestleMania moment was going to be happening at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And we predicted these things. That it was so obvious that the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was a cash grab by the WWE, as most, entertainment events actually are. So everybody, let's get down off our high horses just a little.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
But we predicted the Greatest Royal Rumble would matter. Would have amazing matchups that didn't end awkwardly.
Nope.
Would have some kind of bearing on the SmackDown Raw brands.
There was a vacant title win.
That was the 205 Live vacant.
No, that was that Mania.
Oh, right, the tag belts.
The tag belts.
The non-existent, non-reality tag belts.
Now that Bray Wyatt and Matt had to. Now that Nicholas, had summer school hasn't started, or summer vacation.
So Jesse Long, what did the Greatest Royal Rumble bring to us?
It brought to us it brought to light that that WWE is willing to put out propaganda for money.
I mean, it was a hell of a house show.
It was a heck of a house show.
Big house.
It was a really big house, and it was like Mania 2. But this definitely felt like this was definitely the sequel's not as good as the original Mania. It just it had all the. It was the Too Fast, Too Furious of WrestleMania. I feel like.
I don't even know if I'd go.
And
that
all the
far.
pomp and circumstance, but none of the.
I would call it.
Not that Fast and Furious had much meat to it.
I would probably go on to call it the least interesting pay-per-view since an In Your House.
Yeah.
I mean, it really didn't do anything. And you know what?
They should just call it In Your Palace.
It's not bad.
In Your Palace.
Or In Your Shaw, perhaps.
There you go.
Shaw Your House? In Your Shaw's house.
In Shaw House.
In Shaw House. But what it did more than anything was it kind of proved once and for all what we all, with being pro wrestling fans.
Yeah.
We kind of know that wrestling is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's carny bullshit.
It's carny bullshit, but it's carny bullshit that we grew up on, most of us, and we love and we adore. Yeah. And when we go to local indie shows, we're like, hey, I for one love paying to go see shows like Fest and MLW.
Of course, yeah.
It's cool when I get in for free because the boys are like, nah, you're one of us, come on in.
Or you get mistaken for a ring crew.
That's the best. When I get mistaken for a worker, the penis is so large. But
I do remember going to Believe shows in the beginning. Now, I did help set up the ring. Well, no, it was a ring. I did help set up the ring a little bit, but it was definitely just like okay. I'm just gonna sit here now and watch the show.
There's also getting there way too early and just inadvertently becoming part of the ring crew.
Yeah.
But no, for me to actually, you must be one of the. Here you go. Here's your bracelet. You must be part of the show. And I'm just like, that's nice. But I like paying to go to.
You have a modern haircut and a beard. You must be a wrestler.
So what's weird is the mohawk completely. No one believed with the mohawk. Now that I've got this grown-up hairstyle, and people are like, yeah, this guy looks like he's on the up and up. Yeah. But I like paying for those things because I like being part of the crowd.
And, and of course we want to support.
Yes.
As well.
So why?
And there were a few times in the past, referencing that I could have gotten in for free, but I still paid because I wanted to support it.
So why wouldn't you want to support pro wrestling? And the best way I could think about doing it. is a way that you and I have always envisioned, and that's having our own personal house show where we paid our friends to wrestle and then maybe promoted it in front of 80 people. But we don't have a disposable 200 milli lying around.
This is true.
But if we did...
Do I have? Let's see what's disposable in my wallet. I have $1 that has been torn.
But if we did have an extra 200...
Who wants to wrestle for this quarter of $1?
It's 3/4.
3/4, yeah, that's right. I get $0.75 of $1. That's what I meant.
If we did have an extra 200 milli lying around, I believe the answer would be the greatest goddamn event of all time.
That's what we'll call it. That's what we'll call it. The greatest goddamn event of all time.
And it would be hosted by us, and I would not have my pants on.
And we would have...
I would wear one of those really cool, like, Saudi Arabian dress outfits.
And we would have couches.
I wouldn't have pants.
I did always
have no need for pants.
I did always envision, like, you know, in my younger indie fan days, of, like, having... If we ever had our own show, there would be, like, a couch for just, like, us and our people, and then all the plebes had to sit in the shitty chairs.
Yeah, nothing says this is our show quite like a couch that we found in a dumpster that is certainly covered in crabs, and we're sitting on it going,
Wrestle.
Now kiss. I paid you to, as I say. So, to that end...
I don't think we could get Finn and Seth, though. Exactly.
To that end, the Greatest Royal Rumble did its job.
You know a lot of Seths. I meant Rollins.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Okay.
No, I know what you meant.
But
Tyler Black.
You know a lot of Seths.
It's really awkward how many Seths I do know.
No,
like,
kidding.
5 years ago...
Yeah.
Well, no, not 5. When I was in my 20s...
Yeah.
When I was still in my younger 20s, I didn't know any Seths.
Yeah.
Now I've got my buddy Seth, who taught me how to carve leather. I got Seth Petrozelli.
Yeah.
There's Seth Rollins.
Not that you know Seth.
I've known Seth.
Well, this is true. I remember walking past him in a hallway at the Orlando venue, whatever the hell.
So there,
being managed by Leva.
Important.
Yeah. What was that? It was Gear. Gear was the show.
So anyway, I think the Greatest Royal Rumble was a huge success for what it was, and what it tells me more than anything is if you have money, we'll travel.
Yeah.
The matches were fine.
I will say
pretty good.
Yeah. Nothing. There were no the best. The best match on the card was the Cruiserweight title match, just because it was a 205 live style match, and they didn't really like dumb it down.
I liked a lot about the show. I thought it was well done. I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't like the Rumble at all.
Yeah, it sucked. The Rumble sucked.
I
enjoyed Daniel Bryan beating the record.
No, that doesn't matter either, as far as I'm concerned.
Because it wasn't a proper Royal Rumble.
It was a 50-man Rumble.
Yeah.
By necessity. It was going to be longer.
Of course. And Braun broke Roman's streak too.
Yeah, well, Kane originally had that anyway, and he's almost a mayor. You know what? We should have a mayor roundtable if he wins. He'll definitely respond to me if he's the mayor of Knox County.
This is
he's
true.
Fucking better. By the way, so he embraces that he's a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
He embraces that he's a demon from hell.
Yeah. All of his campaign stuff is fire and everything.
What's the one thing he hasn't mentioned?
Oh yeah! Oh yeah.
Brother.
Yeah. Did he play drums once?
It's in front of Will's pub.
There you go.
You know what? Fuck you, because as much fun as I had at Total Punk, me and Mister, when we were in a band for fucking 2 weeks, we outdrew that goddamn show at Will's pub. Told everybody who worked there. It's me. I got tail feathers.
There you go.
Peacock.
You got a Charlotte Flair-esque robe.
I wish we... yes. Which is weird, because the female peacocks don't have those feathers,
exactly.
But whatever. I wish we had the ability to, real-time add graphics.
I think... we're not on Facebook anymore, but... Actually, one second. I think we do.
You can't add a peacock to my tail right now.
Let's see. Oh, there's...
Oh, you can change filters. Oh, great. Who the fuck cares about that?
I'm not doing that.
No. Just press the button again.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway. So, I didn't like the Greatest Royal Rumble aspect.
No, yeah.
I also thought just calling it the Greatest Royal Rumble was a big fucking waste.
Well, yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean, that's like. I mean, I feel like that's some sort of Saudi PR marketing firm's
maybe,
invention.
But do you remember when they had that really cool house show in Japan?
The Beast in the East.
The Beast in the East.
Yeah, that was.
They
cool.
just named an event. And it was like, this is basically a house show, but it's going to be really cool. You had that Finn versus Owens match.
Like, put it around Braun and call it "Get These Hands in the Sand" or something.
Hands in the sand.
Hands in the sand.
Or just the Saudi Saudi adventure or something relating to the location that they were going to be.
Yeah.
And just calling it something else. I think you're right. I think these guys wanted to not just have the WWE have a show in their house. They wanted a name. They wanted it to be big time.
Yeah, was.
And I think in the end,
it's that. Not to sound like I know anything really about like Saudi Arabia or anything, but I feel like that's just kind of like the thing.
It was very royal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There's also reports that have come out from Meltzer that says that a lot of these guys had no real earthly idea who any of these wrestlers really were.
Oh no, the majority of the people around the ring was the royal family, and then in their plush chairs, and then all the commoners were out in the back. But yeah, like nobody at the main circle.
It looks like these folks had a lot of money, wanted to put on a big event, and they did. And
they wanted to see Yokozuna and Ultimate Warrior. They got Undertaker.
I conjecture, and we'll move on from this after that if the Greatest Royal Rumble was named like the Saudi event, whatever, none of us would be A, talking about it, B, caring about it, or C, thinking that it ruined WrestleMania.
No, yeah, it's the whole like, if you hadn't called the girl Ghostbusters, it would have been a hell of a better movie.
Well,
it's that same thing. If you hadn't used the name,
the argument for me was if you hadn't said that this had no bearing on the original Ghostbusters movies, then if you had just said that this is based upon the original Ghostbusters, and that there's going to be references to those, I would have actually really loved that movie. Yeah. The fact that you were like, it has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with this. I'm like, no, it really does.
It really does.
There was a lot of overlay, and I think again, this is shitty marketing and how badly marketing can fuck your day up. Yeah. And I actually this is a great lead into a second part of our conversation, because I had a really great discussion with the youth outreach program of Team Hammerfist, our friend Michaela. Yes. Who mentioned that marketing can change everything. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Who is the Wrestling Nerds Radio Network Internet Wrestling Champion? Effie. We named him such. Yes. We gave him the belt. Yes. It is going to be defended shortly.
It is.
We're going to talk about it. What's Effie's finisher?
I don't know.
What are Effie's big spots?
I don't know.
The waterboarding thing. That's cool. That's cool. Name anything else.
Couldn't tell you.
Do you give any shits that you have no earthly idea?
No.
Because what does Effie do?
He is Effie, and
he show up, raise gay hell, kick ass, leave.
I would have to make that. Arrive, raise gay hell, leave.
Just saying. Like, Leva called him Big Gay Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's true, and he calls himself that too.
Yeah, well, even better.
Yeah, no.
So the importance of marketing. Yeah. The weapon of sass destruction. Yeah. Boy. Yes. We don't even know what his goddamn finisher is, and we love him to death.
What is his finisher? You've seen him wrestle.
I've seen him wrestle a dozen times. I don't think he has a finisher. I think he just beats the piss out of somebody until they can't move anymore. And sometimes chairs break his spine, and it sucks. Anyway, the importance of marketing. Yeah. Which brings us to, as alluded to not 5 minutes ago, probably not even 2 minutes ago, our title belt, which has been 10 years in the making?
Yeah.
Is finally being defended, not as a part of something. Yes. But as its own title. Yes. And in a match that only the members of the Wrestling Nerd Radio Network can bring you. Yes. our champion, the Immortal, will be facing another man who enjoys looking at himself.
Yeah.
In what kind of match, Jesse Long?
It very well could be a bra and panties match. Very well could be. I don't want to 100% say that it's going to be a bra and panties match because, card's subject to change, but internet title might be defended in a bra and panties match.
One.
With two dudes.
Could not be more proud.
Of course.
Two. Really wish I lived anywhere near Newport Richie.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to drive 3 hours to get there, or I'd be there to watch it.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah. I did. I was trying to figure out the logistics of making it work because I want to go, but
couldn't drive 10 minutes. You could drive 3 hours. Anyway, our friends over at Punk Pro Wrestling, which if you live in the greater Tampa area, you need to go check out their shows. They are fucking awesome.
They are.
Are putting on another event.
And they're still awesome, even though you, me, and Chad aren't going to be there cursing at everybody and everything.
Bring it to your grave. Bring this to your grave. Bring it to your grave.
Bring it to your
grave.
Take
this to your grave. Take this to your grave.
Yeah.
Which will feature.
Or bring. Get on Twitter.
It's take this to your grave. I guarantee it. It's take this to your grave. Which will feature, amongst other things, a newly remembered Aaron Epic, and what I mean by that is he remembers us, and I actually got a chance to sit down and talk to him.
Did you?
Yeah, it was really good to catch back up with him. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
we've been fans of Epic.
You knew him.
I've known him for a very long time.
Back when he announced himself as being from Quahog.
I even mentioned that to him. I said, "Why don't you come from Quahog?" And he laughed. He goes, "So my character's grown a little bit." And I said, "Epic, whatever." Why don't I follow him? All right, followed. And I said, "Epic, whatever do you mean?" And Aspen Rose needs to get followed too.
Absolutely, everybody should follow Aspen Rose, not in a creepy way.
Oh, I introduced Aspen. My friend was
You just going on a follow spree right now?
Yeah. Well, I saw that I didn't follow Trip Cassidy. Like, what the fuck is going on? How do I not have these people already on my Twitter? So one of my buddies texts me.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, "Oh man, I really love mermaids, because she's like an anime girl,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I really love mermaids. I love the idea of like." She showed me. Have you ever seen like the dark twisted versions of like the princesses from?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So they did Ariel,
yeah,
as like one of these really creepy like anglerfish.
Oh yeah,
and it is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, "Oh, that kind of reminds me a little bit of Aspen." And she's like, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, you got to go online, go on Twitter. I'm not going to tell you anything more about her.
Yeah.
Just tweet out, look for the Midnight Mermaid."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay." So a couple minutes later, my phone just starts exploding. "Oh my God, Aspen Rose! She's the most beautiful thing I've ever. That is gorgeous." Just like,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Cosign.
So, Trip Cassidy, member of the Carnies, is going to be fighting Aaron Epic,
yes,
for the Punk Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title.
Fully gimmicked.
Pardon me.
It is the fully gimmicked title.
Thank you.
We need more fully gimmicked shit.
We need more shit. Send us stuff. Hey, Nintendo, send me things. It's a Rick and Morty reference.
What's a Rick and Morty? Okay. Get every pickle, Rick.
So, oh my God, somebody's actually like legit following us. Oh, they left.
There you go.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm doing the whole show with Pickle Rick now. Pickle Rick.
I mean, well, we did start. It was a 3-man show for a while. So.
That's true. It's true.
So it'd be Jesse, Rick, and Pickle Rick.
So it's going to be a death match.
Yeah,
is what he was telling me.
So what you need to do is you need to hold Pickle Rick the whole time.
Okay.
So any passerby might
be like, "Oh my God, it's a Rick and Morty conversation."
Yeah.
So Aaron Epic and Trip Cassidy are gonna have a goddamn.
They're gonna have a death match.
Now they had
in the middle of the Newport Richie Event Center.
They had essentially what you and I described as a death match.
Yeah.
In front of us, in front of 8 people in a goddamn tiny dojo.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do to each other?
Good God. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Pickle Rick, you hang out here. My isometrics are not what they used to be. So
There.
that is creepily look at him just sitting there staring at it. There's no fucks given cat, our current champion, and Pickle Rick. And Pickle Rick could be the NID. Oh, and there's this brings me to our next segment. Here we go. I went to MLW this week.
Everything is props now.
You know what? Visually, our show is audibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I went to MLW this week, and I did not know that our friend Simon Gotch.
Yeah, he's Gotch now.
Simon Gotch in MLW has some of the most.
WWE gave up the trademark.
Yeah, whatever. Has the most exquisite.
If they're not going to use it, they might as well let it go and let them use it.
I agree. The most exquisite Ed Hardy gear I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Now,
those tights are nice.
As you may remember,
yeah.
I said, you know what? Hold the fort. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm holding the fort.
That's the phone, not the fort. So, distance talking.
Distance talking.
As you may know, Jesse Long, I am a purveyor and a collector of terrible and awful Ed Hardy things.
I forgot.
My piece de la resistance is something that I found on a clearance rack.
Clearance rack, yes.
Somewhere.
So
I don't remember.
It appeals to your other sensibilities too.
So this is official Ed Hardy brand sangria that I have had in my personal possession for years. Initially purchased because we thought about drinking it and just saving the bottle. And then after so many... Here, look. You can even see the logo. There it is. Ed Hardy. This is legit Ed Hardy sangria. I also have like a bottle of Ed Hardy energy drink that's in another cabinet. I go out of my way to collect really shitty Ed Hardy stuff. So seeing Gotch show up with his Ed Hardy jacket and Ed Hardy tiny pants, I'm just losing my shit.
You just sit like,
oh my God. No one could have been in a 3-foot radius. There was tarps put down. MJF was very upset. It was all terrible. And I'm just looking at my buddy, my friend, my training partner, a guy who I see weekly and enjoy his company immensely.
And there's photographic proof of it too. It's not
tons.
Yeah. Well, on the Facebooks.
I'm considered part of the they like me there. Yeah. It's where everybody knows your name. The Jungle MMA Fitness here in North.
I have to make a Cheers logo for.
Dude, I've been saying that for 3 goddamn months. Whenever you get around to it, just let me know. Let me know. So
next Saturday when I work, because nothing ever happens on Saturday.
So I'm seeing Gotch show up in the ring wearing all this Ed Hardy gear, and he has. This is not a lot of people get B in sports, so you can't see it. Yeah. But this is incredible. So Gotch goes on a rant on Twitter, and then MLW loads up on it too. Yeah. That he's going to allow anyone.
Yeah, he was doing like a fight, open fight.
You could fight him.
Yeah.
And if you lasted 5 minutes, you would get a massive cash reward. Yeah. You don't even have to win. You just got to last.
Nice. I like that gimmick. It's good.
He announces the cash reward before the fight starts.
Okay.
How much is the massive cash reward?
Like $5,000 or something like that. Like $50, $100, $500. About $350. $250.
There it is.
There we go.
And when he announces it, I almost fucking come. I am on my face. Like he goes, the winner will get $250. And you can just see me running back and forth, just hands everywhere, just losing my fucking mind.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's just so. It's so perfect for the gimmick.
Great. Yeah, that's
because
great.
The gimmick of Team Filthy is that, these are just shitbag heels that also just happen to be really great at MMA.
That also train on Colonial.
But I love their gimmick. Yeah. I love that they're an old school stable of shitbag heels that dress in Ed Hardy.
Is Seth still there? Is Seth Petrozelli still there?
Well, he wasn't at the I think he was at 2 shows ago. I don't know. So this brings me to final. Thank you for putting me back on track. The quadruple cup of coffee has made me a little bit more excitable than normal. But this brings me all the way to my point about MLW.
Yeah.
They have had a hard reset.
Yeah. With like the TV.
With the TV, yeah. So initially, your and I thoughts about MLW were like, it's fun, but it's not anything I'd go out of my way to see.
Yeah.
They have changed all of that.
Okay.
It's still in Guilt nightclub, and it's still kind of awkward seating.
Well, yeah, but when you get a venue, there's no better place in Orlando.
No, and it's a good venue for what they've established.
Yeah.
Now, because of the hard reset, the show is actually much more of our tastes.
Really?
Oh, yes. So, of course, the champion is Shane Strickland.
Yeah.
Swerve. And he had a really fantastic match with Pentagon Jr.
Yes.
And the rest of the card is just very little bullshittery and just pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and my friends who are standing around me and members of my other group of buddies are over watching.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, every fight has been good.
Yeah.
I really, really hope we never have to see the likes of the low-key MVP stick fight ever again. That was terrible, but that was many moon ago. But what we did see is we saw the birth of this sort of like post-apocalyptic road group.
Oh yeah.
Which features Sami Callihan, good brother, Leon Scott, good brother, and now introducing.
No, this was just you were talking about it. Just having the book and just running with it. This is Rick Sussman booking 101.
And now Madman Fulton.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he's called now?
Well, he's been called that since, but
since he left,
Well, he got all the cool Fulton gear.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to lose Fulton, but obviously you can't be Sawyer anymore.
Yeah.
But Madman Fulton, who we do know Sawyer Fulton in NXT, Sami Callihan and Leon Scott.
No, that's just one of those like stables that you like. It's such a wrestling small world kind of thing too.
I can't know for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend that this was made specifically for
me.
Of course. Because as much as I love the guys at MLW, I don't think they give that many fucks about me.
I can't imagine that they're going to book something on a nationwide television product just
to pop me in the corner. So I go like this the whole time. So I can't...
They're just going to progressively keep on trying to actually get you to masturbate in public. So you finally get actually kicked out. No, you've been teasing it for 5 years. Right?
No, I don't think they did that intentionally. Plus, their gimmicks all work.
Yeah,
the Worldwide Desperado, the Draw, Sami Callihan. Then you've got Leon Scott.
The Leon's Awaken stuff
and then Madman Fulton works perfectly. Yeah, all three of these guys are basically just... Well, two of them are big giant shit kickers, and then Callahan's the boss.
Yeah. It was funny, before they got together, I remember just thinking, like, it must have been like a couple weeks ago, just like one of those shower thoughts things, like, Fulton really would fit with, Leon, and Callahan kind of works too. Like, and then 3 days later, it's like, I willed it into being.
Yeah, you willed it.
I will.
So MLW is basically Rick Wrestling because there are no less than two completely separate, unrelated factions that have nothing to do with each other that have one common thread that combines all of them together.
And what are you going to do when they face each other?
Cry.
Just see you in the corner.
You guys can't do this. You can't do this.
Daddy, stop fighting!
Oh my god, if Effie joins one of these two.
Oh my god.
So, the MLW was a lot of fun.
I will say, I did make a point to watch MLW this past week.
Yeah, tell me. How did you do it?
Now there's this app called Go90, which I had heard of, but then I was just like, don't care. But it's free. You can sign up with your Facebook account. Like, literally, you just go in and just boop, sign up with your Facebook account.
Right.
And then I guess beIN Sports is one of the channels that you can do replays of. It's kind of like an on-demand catcher kind of thing.
Okay.
But, so beIN Sports is on there, and you go on there and you can just search MLW, and it comes up, and I put it on. I streamed it to my Apple TV last night, and true to form, first match. Oh, there's Simon Gotch. Simon Gotch. That was the surreal moment for me. It was. So it takes place in a nightclub that's 20 minutes away.
Yep.
The first match that on the card was after some like chicanery. I don't remember the exact. The first segment was like something else. I don't remember. Like it involved like MVP and Low Key and like somebody else. So Simon Gotch versus Alvin Chyman Theodore ACH.
Yeah.
I'm sure
ACH is the best.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, so it's Simon Gotch versus ACH, and so like it's in the nightclub 20 minutes away. There's one of Rick's friends. I don't know if you were in the crowd for that one.
No, that was
the one you missed.
That was the one I missed because I was at that 5K.
Oh yeah,
just time.
And then like see like off in the back corner of my screen, right around there, is Ben in the Awesome Con shirt that I made for it.
Which reminds me.
So I'm just watching the show for me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And it was free, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for it.
Remind me of Awesome Con before you leave.
I will.
You
okay? You're coughing up a lot.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
It's a sinus infection.
It's
not.
You still dealing with that?
I ran through all the antibiotics, so now I got to go back to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. And I might have to go back on Friday after Monday too. So hooray! But you had more.
Just powered over.
Yeah, I should get the carnies to do the fish hooks on my nose.
Yeah.
And that way they can just pull the sinus right out.
There you go.
You can live without your sinus, right? It's that little thing in between your nose. Right?
Yeah, just cut this part out and just let it drip.
Right.
You get like a little bag.
Yeah.
Just put a little bag right here.
That's better than what I'm going through. So Jesse, what else?
Getting mauled by the carnies is better than a sinus infection.
You know what? Carrie is a lovely young man.
This is true.
I like him. He and I converse on the Twitters.
There you go.
What else did you have for us this week, Jesse?
Trying to think of what else happened. The WWE's been relatively uneventful, other than the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Well, this brings it. See, yeah. So
we can circle back around.
No. I don't need to talk about the Greatest Royal Rumble.
The only thing that I was going to mention is one of my favorite parts is watching Corey Graves and Byron Saxton spout the propaganda that they're being forced to say, and watching their reaction, watching their face while they're saying it, because they're doing their job and they're doing a very good job of it. But you can, Byron was kind of stumbling a little bit through some of it because you can tell he doesn't believe a goddamn word that he's saying.
Yeah, but just because you don't believe what you're saying doesn't mean you can't do a good job.
Of course, but I'm just saying, if like when you watch, like they did the big intermission, there's like that intermission for prayer. It was only like 15 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
It was like 15 minutes.
It's all right. Theocracies are a thing, I guess.
It's fine. So like they're at the pre-show panel setup, where it's like back away from the ring, and so Byron's talking to the camera about like how great their time was in Saudi Arabia, and I'm sure it was very hospitable. Really I'm sure they did treat them, for lack of a better term, like royalty.
I have evidentiary proof that they had a very lovely time.
I'm sure, yeah. But you can also say then they were throwing to this is how progressive Saudi Arabia is becoming segment. Like there was a whole segment about talking about how progressive Saudi Arabia is becoming. And like the big crux is, we let women drive now.
Now you don't see any at the event because
we can mention that too. But if you watch, so Byron's talking to the camera, but if you look in his eyes, he's got a much wider-eyed stare than he normally does, and you can just see if you watch his eyes, you can go, he doesn't believe a goddamn word.
Was he blinking anything in Morse code?
I don't know. He was stuttering a little bit, but
well, all this notwithstanding, you reminded me of a very good point.
Yes,
we have rumor and perhaps even fact at this point, I don't know, that the Great American Bash will be back.
Yes,
back. For all of us to enjoy, all of us WC.
Probably not, because it'll probably be a live event that we don't get to see.
Like Starrcade was.
Yeah.
Starrcade came back. The Great American Bash looked like what you really see is,
or it'll be a special episode of SmackDown.
You're really seeing the Triple H-ification.
Oh yeah.
Of the WWE. Where
that was the other. We could talk about Triple H. taking, trying to mold his little corner of the WWE
well,
into his vision.
You can sort of see that Papa is going the way, go play XFL, Daddy.
Yeah.
And while Dad's going to play in his football league that nobody will watch,
we're gonna have 2 football teams now, Rick.
We might have one. I don't buy.
You don't buy that the XFL is ever gonna happen?
Well, okay. I know nobody really tuned in to hear this, but whatever.
Whatever. It circles back to WWE.
Here's why the XFL will not happen. Okay. Do you know legitimately how much money it takes to fund one football team?
No, but I know it's a lot.
Millions of dollars.
You gotta pay everybody.
Yeah, you gotta pay everybody. Base salary has to be about 35 to 60 grand. Probably a hell of a lot more.
I would hope that a professional football player, even at XFL level, makes more than a graphic designer in Winter Park.
We can actually do some basic math on this, because you could take the base salary of the NFL, right? So what the league minimum is. And I believe it's like maybe 450,000 as of 2017.
All right.
So 450,000 is the big leagues, the A league.
Yeah.
So you could say that the XFL is minimum half that.
Yeah. So maybe, like 200,000.
You know what?
Conservative.
I'll make you a bet, I'll make you it even further, since it's only going to be like a 10-game league.
Yeah.
You could probably go a third of that. So let's just call it 100 grand.
Yeah.
That's more of a fourth, but still.
Whatever.
100 grand per player.
Yeah.
Minimum.
How many? And generally, how many players are on a football team?
Typically 53. Seagull just flew in. You need roughly 50 guys. You need roughly 50 guys to field a team. You need 11 offense, $11
million.
11 on offense, 11 on defense.
Yeah.
And then you got to have enough guys to plug and play.
Of course, yeah. For when someone
runs
for the ball and dislocates their shoulder.
Yeah, the first play of the game. Yeah. So you have.
Didn't even make the first play.
Well, that technically was.
That the first play?
Well, I mean, it was the coin toss.
It's the coin toss.
So you have roughly 40. We'll cut that number too. We'll say 40.
Yeah.
40 guys at $100,000.
Yeah, because there'll probably be less.
Right. Yeah. So 40 guys at $100,000 a piece on average.
It's
$4 million per team. And there's going to be 8 teams.
There's where the Saudi money's going.
So there's going to be 8 teams.
Oh, it all circles back.
There's going to be 8 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
At $4 million.
Oh my God! Yeah. No, that's got to be
$4 million per team in just players. That's $32 million just for bodies on the field. Now you got to have to talk about expenses of stadiums. You got to rent those stadiums.
You got to rent Camping World.
You got to get expenses of
marketing,
merchandising, equipment, uniforms.
Football uniforms ain't cheap.
No. So you're basically looking at about $200 to $400 million per league.
This is why they do the Saudi shows.
Now, on top
we cracked the code, Rick.
Yeah, it was really fucking tough. So that's why I look at the XFL.
It's the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, Da Vinci. I look at the XFL and I say this can't work for one reason only.
Vince doesn't have that much money.
Vince himself does not have the money.
Yeah, he wants to do it on his own.
Well,
on his own.
Right, he wants to be the guy though.
Yeah.
The other football league,
he wants to own all the teams.
The American
AAF.
Yeah, the AAF.
American as fuck.
Has multiple owners.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be like the NFL.
Like the NFL, only smaller.
I find it so funny that that's being done by it's being done by Charlie Ebersol, right?
Yeah.
The guy who did the XFL.
Yeah.
I like how this one doc spurned off 2 separate football leagues.
So
one and then one supposed one.
So that's why when I hear that the XFL is going to be in 2020, to me that just sounds like a cash grab for MAGA boys.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a really easy way to get a lot of money into these stadiums. And like my buddy Chris Vu on Those Two Jerks said, it's not even going to be a game. They're just going to be 3 hours of people standing for the national anthem, and then everyone goes home. So I don't think
it's true.
I don't think the XFL will ever really come to pass in a way that is sustainable.
Yeah, unless if it ever did, I wonder if it would be like the AAF and the XFL start to like They'll have their big thing.
That would be the invariable, like that would have to.
That would have to be the outcome
because that's what happened initially with the NFL. Is you had the
AFL and the NFC.
It was the AFL and the NFL,
AFL.
The National Football League, the American. But anyway, and they had I think it was the American Championship. The American Football Championship. I can't even remember. It was in the 60s. Neither of us were technically alive.
Yeah. And that's what the Super Bowl is.
Yes.
Right?
Was the one league versus this other upstart league.
Yeah.
And one league, and they used to have championship games, and then they had the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, both leagues could actually, like, sort of feed off each other. The problem is that...
They're both one of the... There's going to be 2 Orlando teams.
Yeah, there's not that many people who give that many fucks about pro football in Orlando.
Yeah. Especially they're running against each other.
Well, that they
on opposite ends of the city.
On opposite ends of the city, because the AAF is making smaller venues because they realize
they're going to run out of UCF,
which is brilliant.
Yeah,
much smaller.
Now, and it sounds like both of them are going to focus on like local players, or is that just but
only one of them will end up with Tim Tebow.
It's true. It's the XFL,
maybe. So, that is the
fact that we circled it back around to the greatest Royal Rumble and this
and
the Saudi deal that there is.
But wait, there's more, Jesse.
Oh, God.
So now that we're back at the Saudi deal, you had perhaps the line of the month. When you recognize that just because we're having a Great American Bash, maybe, doesn't mean we couldn't then have the greatest Saudi Bash.
The greatest Arabian Bash,
Yes. Shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
And one has to wonder.
Yeah.
How many of these random Saudi events, Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Saudi
We're going to have, I venture there's probably going to be probably 4 ultimately.
Did you not?
At the very least 2.
I thought you confirmed that they were definitely
Oh, no, they confirmed they're coming back in November. They're going to, they're not going to Jeddah, they're going to Riyadh.
Okay, Riyadh.
They're going to Riyadh.
It's interesting that they're doing all of this and they're not going to Qatar. Qatar. One would imagine. Qatar's where all the money is.
I don't know.
Or is it Qatar? Qatar. They're going to that one.
Qatar.
No, that's how you spell it.
I know.
I'm shocked that they're not going there because that's where that one city is.
Jeddah was supposed to be like this.
What the fuck's the name of that city where all the money is? Go ahead.
It's supposed to be the Jeddah was the progressive resort town. Big air quotes. But yeah, so that one's gonna be in November. I don't know if it's gonna be the greatest Survivor Series or
the only Survivor Series, the major Survivor Series, the lone Survivor Series.
I don't even know. It'll be like 10-on-10 Survivor Series matches or something. God. It'll be all of Raw versus all of SmackDown, and there'll be 5 rings.
Oh, like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Each ring will represent a different specialty. High flyers, power guys, lady... Oh.
No. Oh. That's my favorite part about this whole thing is they am accidentally showing a video of Carmella to the live crowd.
Whoops.
And then the Saudi Sports Authority apologizing for it and ensuring that there will not be any women on any future events.
No.
Don't worry. But hey, Braun's got a belt, or maybe he doesn't.
What do you mean maybe he doesn't?
He didn't have it on Raw.
Well, what is the belt? What the fuck is it? What is this belt?
I don't. They showed a match when they announced Braun and Lashley. Pickle Rick.
What is the belt?
It's a prop.
Tell me about the belt.
It's a prop.
Tell me about the belt, Jesse.
It's They showed they announced the NXT champion Pickle Rick. They announced it was Braun and Lashley versus at Backlash is going to be Braun and Lashley versus KO and Sammy. And in the first graphic, in the first graphic they have the greatest Royal Rumble title poorly photoshopped onto Braun, and then they took that down and they put it back up without the belt, so everyone's thinking the belts just all of this plays to the the WWE is just like, okay, let's just get through the night.
Yeah, and then we'll figure all this shit out in the morning.
Yeah, like they literally hoard themselves out, and they didn't want to be there. And
I just want to see what this is.
That's.
Oh, okay. I thought that might have been. I thought that was like the chat segment, but it's not.
I don't know where the chat. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
figure that out.
All right.
Yeah. It just stinks of WWE. Just sort of, they're like, all right, well, I gotta make rent. I'm just gonna have to take it in the ass. I mean, and hope he pays good, and hope I don't get chlamydia afterwards.
So,
I think WWE got chlamydia afterwards on this one.
At first, when I saw the Greatest Royal Rumble Championship belt,
yeah,
the green strap with the red, I was like, yeah, that's kind of neat.
It kind of looked cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Was it red? Is it red metal or
no?
It was just the lighting.
It's the lighting. It's the WWE's new format with the universal thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was.
I love the palm tree in the middle. That was really cool.
Yeah.
They had like the side plates looked really cool.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, that must be the Saudi Arabian Championship.
Yeah.
Which
I think that's what it's going to be.
Which is fine, by the way.
That's probably what it's going. I went on the belt maker forum because I'm a belt mark. Mm-hmm. So I went there and when they posted about it, and the guy who like owns the forum, who's like really in the know, and he usually like break news on that forum as to like what like information about who's making the belts when they're coming out. He like broke the news about a NXT mid-card title like 6 months before it actually came out. And he's like, yeah, that belt was a rush job. It's like if you look at the UK title and you look at the Saudi Arabian title.
Like, the Saudi Arabian title was like one-dimensional.
Oh yeah,
the UK title
it was a quick etch job.
Yeah, the UK title is really heavy and
beautiful.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Poor Pete Dunne's mouth.
But I'm okay with it actually being the Saudi Arabian title. You know what I'm not okay with?
Yeah,
what I'm not okay with it being? A trophy.
A trophy, yeah.
And
because they had the trophy.
They have a trophy.
That trophy
was a title belt, it should be defended. If it's not a title belt, it should just be called a trophy.
I feel like that's probably what they're going to end up, like I said, if they continue to do these Saudi events, or if Triple H's regional NXT.
The regional NXTs.
I think, and that's probably what it'll end up being. The belt of it'll be the WWE Saudi Arabian Championship for the NXT Saudi Arabia.
Fine.
I'm fine with that. And Mansoor needs to win the belt, and Mansoor is Bay.
Well, so
everybody loves Faisal. Mansoor is Bay. Mansoor is the best.
We have a North American title.
We have a North American title.
We have a UK title.
We have a UK title, yeah, for the UK thing and there's going to be a UK special in a month or so.
We talked about that.
I'm looking forward to that.
So
that's going to be good.
There's no reason that we couldn't have a Middle Eastern or Saudi Arabian title. There's no reason not to have that. There's no reason not to have a, what would you call the Asian continent title? I don't know.
WWE Asia.
Yeah, sure.
They
or India,
when they showed
that matter.
Yeah, well, yeah, they showed the map with all the little NXTs. Boop, boop, boop. They had NXT over like Florida.
Yeah,
because that's here. And then they had South America, the UK. They had, I want to say they had somewhere in like Africa.
Makes sense.
Maybe, yeah.
Morocco was still a place.
Yeah. They had Saudi Arabia, India, maybe Australia. I want to say Australia.
I think I saw Australia.
And then they had Asia. But it'll definitely the Far East.
Asia, parts unknown.
The mystical land of Asia. That thing's gonna have dragons all over it.
Gotta have dragons. Gotta have fire. Gotta have dragons. Gotta have that one song always play. Ding doo 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 bong. It's only
It's gonna have like bao buns and
like. Oh my god! I just said it's only Tajiri's theme music. I just realized I was doing Kenta's theme music.
Yeah. And Ultimate Dragon, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Have I become racist from years of watching Japanese wrestlers appear on WWE TV? Am I inadvertently racist now because I grew up on this shit?
Yes.
Because Quang was actually Puerto Rican.
Is the reason why you do like those two jerks via satellite with everybody because you're afraid if you piss off Chris, he's gonna spray you with mist?
I got sprayed with Penta's mist.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a little bit on my new shirt and on the Ric Flair. Hopefully the Kool-Aid comes out. I mean, the evil poison.
I was going to say, how did you survive, Rick?
It was on my arm.
There you go.
Just it trickled down.
The arms that very clear that can withstand lots of, because you have strong arms now.
Yeah, I am strong.
You haven't flexed in front of the camera this week.
I am strong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rick the strongman.
True story. True story.
Did I ever tell you that's what I called? That I had to make the
yeah, the strongman in the WWE game, which I gave away because fuck those games. I'm so tired of them. Oh my god, I'm never buying another WWE 2K game ever again.
Here's the lesson. Rick, you give the lesson. Here's the lesson.
Why do I gotta give the lesson? It's your show.
Because you're gonna rant about the.
No, I was gonna tell you a funny story.
Okay, tell me a funny story.
Okay, funny story. I was at MLW. I walked through the doors. All the guys are there. And I got my new, I'm about to go get my haircut today, and it'll finally be Rick version 2.0 will finally be complete.
Rick version 3.6.
It's like 7.8. America Online didn't have as many updates as I do.
See, there was Photoshop CS1, CS2, 3, 4, 5, and then the Creative Cloud came out.
Uh-huh.
So are you on Rick Creative Cloud now?
Yeah, keep going.
Cloud Rick.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm done.
No, what else is going on?
I'm done.
You sure?
Keep on going.
You sure?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So I'm at MLW. I walk through the doors. All the guys that we know from years and years are there. M is there. Mr. Saint Laurent is there. He's greeting people. He's doing his thing.
Oh, pause. That was the other thing that I saw on the MLW, on the MLW Fusion. One of the best parts is why Low Key is suspended is because they cut to like this pre-tape thing where Low Key and MVP are like fighting in the hallway to get out of guild. And Low Key just like throat punches MSL, and I was like, there we go. This is nice.
So as I walk in, I'm wearing this nice button down that I've got rolled up because I've been watching a lot of Queer Eye, and Queer Eye is telling me how to dress like a human. So I walk in. I've got my hair done. My hair's parted on the side now.
You mean basketball shorts and a neon green wrestling shirt or?
It's fine for this show. So I've got my hair parted. I've got everything's done, and I've got your really amazing Thanos flare shirt that you made for me that I can't wear right now, as we mentioned, because it's covered in small amounts of mist that I need to clean.
But you know what? That gives the shirt character.
It's got pentamist on it.
There you go.
So as I walk in, M looks at me and goes, "Rick Sussman," and he puts his hand down and I say, "Hello, M. Good to see you. Thanks for putting the show on." And he goes, "I've known you for 15 years." I'm like, "Oh, it's been longer than that. We met in like 2000, 2001. Like 18 years, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, about 18 years, almost 20 years now." M. He goes, "That's a long time." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a long time." He goes, "You have never looked cooler in your entire life than you do right now."
There you go.
And I was like, "Ah!" So it's working. Thank you, Queer Eye.
We'll tag them.
Yeah, by all means. They definitely want to see this. So, I thought that was cool.
If you cover up this side of the screen.
I'm no better.
Sure this show is much. Yeah. Well, you're wearing an Effie shirt. So.
Yeah, Effie is big. But that was just the funny thing that happened on the way into the MLW.
Yeah.
So Jesse Long, we talked about the Greatest American Bash. We talked about the Greatest Royal Rumble. We talked about MLW. We talked about Punk Pro Wrestling. We talked about our boy Effie.
We haven't. I don't know if we've talked enough, but we got the fucking internet title's gonna be defended tomorrow.
So Jesse Long,
there's gonna be footage. There's gonna be footage, and hopefully we'll be able to share it.
And more importantly, it is
maybe
May. It's going to be May.
It is May.
So what is our lesson this week, Jesse Long?
Our lesson this week is just don't whore yourself out to a Saudi prince.
Why not? If the money is there and you're an entertainment product, what's so terrible? What was so bad about the Greatest Royal Rumble? Aside from it being kind of a throwaway show that didn't really matter and we hyped it up to all hell. Even on our show, we thought it was going to be bigger than the fucking WrestleMania. It was not anywhere near that.
Well,
what was so terrible about this?
The lesson this week is if you're going to do a show that you're promoting as the biggest event, even bigger than your biggest event, and you're gonna throw away your real big show of the year for Saudi blood money, make sure the finish of your world title match doesn't go off without a hitch.
Ooh, that was a bad botch.
That was.
I liked how Roman really tried to keep his foot on the apron so that the botch didn't look as bad as it did. But fuck, there's
give Roman all the credit in the world.
Oh man, it's really hard to get that spot right to begin with. Like that was a really hard finish to pull off without a botch.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Like and you're basically
whenever they've done it in the past, it's just you land where you land, and because you're fucking careening through Obviously,
you're going through ropes. You and the guy you're wrestling have to time it perfectly,
so you don't die.
Like
how Titus almost died.
Yeah, because he planned that.
Well, either way, whether he planned it or not, that motherfucker almost died.
No, I'm with
you.
He
hit that crossbar. He's done.
Well, he's definitely hurt. So when you do that finish, you and your partner have to have the timing down perfectly.
Yeah.
The chain link has to be gimmicked just right.
Yeah.
So you don't rip through it and tear your partner's back apart.
Yeah.
You both have to land.
So Roman doesn't land pinned under Brock's back and
snap his arm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to do it perfectly. And they did it about 94% perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about as much as cooperation as you could probably get out of Brock.
Well, listen, Brock Lesnar does himself right. They did it so goddamn well.
I can just imagine Roman all right, so we got to go through over this. Okay, so we're gonna go through the thing, and then and Brock's yeah, we'll call it in the ring.
Yeah, it's no, it's a gimmicked ring, dude. We have to know when to do. Yeah, we'll call it.
We'll call it
in the ring. It's fine. It's fine. I gotta
go. Bump fade, hope spot.
I gotta go. I
got a plane. I gotta shoot some watermelons.
I got money that I need to go throw in a trash can.
Is that what you call Sable now?
Oh, God. Probably.
Sable is a lovely person. It was a low-hanging fruit. I had to take it.
Low-hanging fruit.
There we go.
So, what is the lesson then?
No, the lesson was don't fuck up the finish to your Universal title match. That's your lesson. There is no...
And if I may, we've been saying this now on our show for about 3 months and many other podcasts.
3 months, 2 episodes.
Well, many other podcasts, wrestling or not. Enough with the Roman Reigns hate.
Yeah.
Enough. Yeah. It's over. He's very good. Leave it alone. He works very, very, very hard.
This is true. Yeah,
He's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, he really is. And when he is allowed to speak as himself, it's real good.
We all collectively...
Stop trying to make him a relatable guy.
Yeah, just let him be him.
Yeah.
We all collectively realized that maybe John Cena was actually a very good wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
We should really give Roman a much sooner benefit of the doubt.
But, yeah.
He's really, really good. So that's what I needed to say.
So who do you think's going to win the Money in the Bank and immediately cash in on Brock after Brock beats Punk's reign? Because God forbid WWE acknowledge somebody that isn't in their fucking umbrella.
So when we do the lesson, that's how we wrap up the show. You see, there's a little timer up here, right there. It says 61 minutes.
Oh, does it say 61? Yeah, I thought it said 50.
No.
Okay. No. We'll talk about that next time.
We can't really not address it. So you have a really good theory.
Yeah.
Fucking ruining my entire agenda. You have a really good theory about why Brock Lesnar continues to be the champion. I'm going to let you explain that since you wrap up the show, and this is a time for you to shine.
It's a lot of padding.
So much of you.
All right, so once Brock beats Punk's reign in June, next week of that.
You explain the whole theory. You came up with this theory about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Around the time of WrestleMania.
Yeah. So in June, Brock is going to beat CM Punk's 434-day reign, and he'll be the longest reigning WWE champion of the past modern era.
Yep.
Anyone but Bruno. And then immediately that weekend is Money in the Bank, and Money in the Bank.
Somebody wins.
I think for starters, the show is going. I'm doing a deep call.
I'm
doing a deep call on this one.
Yeah.
Show's going to open with the men's Money in the Bank match.
Okay.
And then whoever.
Maybe they'll do 2 men's Money in the Bank matches.
No, I think there's only gonna be 2. It's gonna be 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown, and the women's gonna be 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown. Whichever brand gets the belt, gets the briefcase, gets the briefcase.
There's 6 guys and 6 women. 3
from
Raw,
8,
3 from
there's gonna be 8. I think it's gonna be
4. Okay, either way, but
if Raw gets if a Raw guy gets the briefcase, Raw has the briefcase,
right.
And I think it'll probably be 1 SmackDown, 1 wins, and the other Raw. So the first match is going to be the men's, and then I'm hoping that it's going to be some sort of sneaky heel. That it's not going to be. I don't want it to be Braun because I think Braun should win it on his own.
I don't know because Braun can't beat Brock Lesnar.
I don't know. Maybe
we've proven.
I just feel like cashing in the Money in the Bank is like not a Braun thing. But anyway, and then so that person wins, the briefcase, and then some point in the show, at some point in the middle of the show, there's going to be some sort of like, Brock and Money in the Bank person are gonna. I'm doing a deep call here, and are gonna cross paths, and like Brock's gonna like give him like the stare, like, and some either not say anything and just stare a hole in his head, or say something to the effect of, if you try to cash in on me, I'm gonna fucking rip your head off and shit down your neck. And then whatever, and then remember, this is gonna be, and Roman is going to have his last world title match, universal title match, while Brock Lesnar is champion. If Brock beats Roman, he never gets another shot as long as Brock's champion, which they've done a million times. And
it's a staple of wrestling.
It's a staple of wrestling. And then so there's gonna be the match. Roman is going to literally literally shoot Brock in the face with a shotgun, and Brock is still gonna
kick out and
laugh at him,
and win
somehow. Or I think Brock is gonna barely eke out, and he's gonna be purple from being blown up, and he's just gonna be like, and then Money in the Bank person cashes in. I'm trying to think of who that is, though, and as ridiculous as it seems, I feel like the person that keeps on popping up into my head that fits that role perfectly is Elias. But I don't think that's Elias. I don't see Elias in the real world. It's
just gonna be Braun, dude. Braun's gonna show up at the end, and he's gonna go, oh yeah, he's gonna show up. He's gonna have the big crazy man eyes. He's gonna hand the briefcase to the champion.
Hit Brock with Nicholas.
Yeah, he's gonna hit him with the Nicholas Buster 5000. The Nick Buster 2K10.
There we go.
And I mean, listen. Your theory has all the water in the world. You're gonna have to accept that it's gonna be Braun.
No, I'm fine with it being Braun
because
as well.
The amount of pop that when everyone
and also it's gonna be in Chicago too, so that's gonna be the other.
Here's why it won't work.
Ooh, it's gonna be in Chicago, and Brock will just beat Punk's.
Here's why it won't work.
Yeah.
Here's why it won't work. It's too obvious.
Is it too obvious?
As you know what? Maybe that's what the lesson is when the internet wrestling community, when us professional wrestling nerds, when we all get together and we recognize that something is happening, and we confirm it amongst all of our nerdistry, that this is absolutely what the situation is, the WWE invariably gets a hold of that knowledge, because how could they not? Because we're all sitting here spewing about how
they're literally shouting at it, just like, we're talking about this, are you listening? And then
so they go, okay, we are listening.
And they go the opposite.
And they go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Because all we do is bitch about it being too obvious.
Yeah. And then sometimes they will do the obvious things, like everyone goes, you need to put Ty Dillinger in the Royal Rumble. You need to make him number 10. Please do it. 10. And then they go, okay.
He's not winning.
Yeah.
But this seems very obvious. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to keep the belt on him through June. They will. There's almost no guarantee. At this point, it's pretty much guaranteed.
And it's the next pay-per-view after Backlash. And Backlash is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
Backlash is tomorrow, but no one cares about Backlash being tomorrow because there's got to be fucking Punk Pro with the internet title match and a bra and panties match.
Actually, you could go to both.
You could both. You could watch both.
Yeah, you
because then the other one ends at 8:30.
Punk Pro starts at 5:30, so make sure
5:30, 8:30 in Tampa. Punk Pro will star your kids.
Well, I see by the big hand on the... anyway, it's 10 o'clock on the Eastern Seaboard, and that means I need to get Jesse the hell out of my house because he's starting to stink. So...
Starting?
Fair enough. I, of course, am the Sussman, Rick Sussman, and this is the American Dadass, Jesse Long, reminding you that it doesn't matter the day. It doesn't matter the time. It's always time for Wrestle Crush Whenever. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Team Hammerfist. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at The Reed Pile. That's more important. And if you have anything that you'd like to say about Jesse and I, to Jesse and I, for Jesse and I, make sure you call 321-76-JERKS.
Yes.
For the American Dadass.
And remind Tom that this is Wrestle Crush Whenever, not the Power Hour.
For the American Dadass, Jesse Long, I am the Sussman, Rick Sussman. We are Team Hammerfist. I don't know why I just did that. The coffee is really kicking up.
I can tell.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys whenever.
Oh, Ethan.
E3-ian.
NX3.
NX3-ian. How do you turn this off?
That one.
Was it? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Oh, that's how you